Hi Year 3, welcome to your maths video for Monday the 25th of January. So this is a video for you if you've got the Year 3 maths booklet. So today in our maths lesson we're going to be completing page 11, which has got exercise 11 at the top, okay? So we're going to start off by going through some similar questions to the ones that you've got in each section on your page 11. So starting off on the startup challenge, we've again got some additions, subtractions, multiplications and divisions, okay? So you need to make sure you're looking really carefully at what operation the question's asking you to do and check your answer makes sense. So I've got something equals 345 add 60. I've got my equal sign at the front, okay? It's just asking me to complete this calculation here. It doesn't matter which side it's on, I know I need to pop the answer here. So 345 add 60. I'm adding 6 tens, okay? There's my tens column. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to count up in my tens, count up 6 tens on to 345. Let's see you counting your tens with me. So 345 in our heads, 355, 365, 375, 385, 395, 405, okay? I'm going to put my answer in the box. Now this one, change operation, I'm subtracting. But 353 subtract 5 ones. Now if I find my ones column, I know that 5 ones is bigger than 3 ones, so it's going to change my tens column too. But it's not going to change my hundreds, so I'm going to make it a bit easier for myself. I'm going to cover over those 300s and just work out 53 take away 5. That's a bit easier for me to do. So 53, I'm going to count back 5, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48. And I'm going to pop those hundreds back on, so it's 348. Okay. Moving on then, this time we're going to a multiplication. I've got 9 times 4, or 9 lots of 4s. I'm going to count in my 4 times table, 9 lots. Are you ready to count your 4s with me? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. Okay. Then I've got a division. So we know now it's the opposite to multiplication. My answer is going to get smaller. So I'm going to see how many 8s are in 32. So I'm going to count in my 8 times table. Now we haven't done many of our 8 times tables, so you might want to write down your 8 times table down the side of your page or in your purple book just to help you out. So I'm going to count in my 8 until I get to 32. So that's 8, 16, 24, 32. That's 4, okay? Because I know that 4 times 8 is 32, okay? So moving on then to your integer. You've got some greater than and less than signs to be placing in. So you've got 2 numbers and we need to work out which number is bigger. We're going to be comparing them with our crocodile. So we know our crocodile always eats the biggest number because it's very hungry. So I've got 532, 567. Now I know lots of you will straight away be able to see which is the biggest number, but remember when we compare, we always start with the biggest value in the number, the biggest place value, the 500s in this one, and then we work our way down. So I've got 500 in this one and 500 in that one. They're the same, so I'm going to work my way down. I'm going to compare the tens next. 3 tens and 6 tens. Oh, I know 6 tens is definitely more than 3 tens. So my greater than sign is going to be facing 567. It's going to eat it because it likes to eat the biggest number, my crocodile sign does. Right, you've got another similar question to this one. Multiply 100 by 2 and then take 20 away from the answer. So a bit of a 2-step problem again. So let's break it into 2 parts so it makes it more simple for us to work out. So multiply 100 by 2. So we're multiplying, so it's asking me to do 100 times 2. When we're multiplying by 2, we just want 2 lots of it. So it's asking me to do 100 add 100. And we know 100 add 100 is 200. Okay, I've done my first part. But then it says, and take 20 away from the answer. Take away, what operation is that? I'm going to subtract. So now I need to subtract 20. And lots of you will be able to count back in your tens and you'll get to 180. Okay, so make sure you're doing both parts of the question if it's a two-step question. Right, one last question on your integer section is about fractions, okay? Now this one says, how many halves in 5 wholes, okay? Now, half, we know we write like this. When we halve something, we're splitting it into 2 equal groups. So I've got 1, 2, that's 1/2 there, got 1/2 there, okay? But this question's asking me how many halves are in 5 wholes. So I'm going to draw out my 5 wholes first, and I always imagine they're like pieces of cake. So there's 1 cake, 2 cake, 3 cake, 4 cake, 5 cake. Or you might imagine them being whole pizzas, okay? So I've got my 5 wholes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, how many halves are in 5 wholes? Well, when we halve something, we're splitting it into 2 equal parts, okay? So, there's 2 equal parts in that one. There's 2 equal parts. There's 2 equal parts. There's 2, and there's 2. So what's there for us to do is count up how many halves are in these 5 wholes. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and lots of you wouldn't have needed to count then, because we know if we're splitting 5 into half and it's got 2 parts, it's like 5 times 2, so that's 10. Okay, so how many halves are in 5 wholes? We've got 10. Okay, 10 halves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are in 5 wholes. Right, moving on then to our tough challenge. One side of a square measures 4 centimetres. Work out the total length of 4 sides. So it's like a perimeter question. So if we get a square, let's see if I can draw one. There we go. There's my square. We know a square has 4 sides. Now it's told me that one of the sides, so just one of them, so we can choose the top, that's one side, measures 4 centimetres. Okay, now we know a square, if I know one side measures 4 centimetres, the other 3 sides have to measure 4 centimetres, okay, because they're all the same size, it's equivalent, it's equal to each other. So if this side is 4 centimetres, this side has to be, this side has to be, and this side has to be, okay. So if I'm working out the total length, that means I'm adding those sides all together. So you could do 4 add 4 add 4 add 4, which is a repeated addition, or we know we've got 4 lots of 4 there, so it's just asking me to do 4 times 4. Okay, like a repeated addition, that's the same as my multiplication. It's asking me to do 4 add 4 add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 for my 4 sides. Or 4 times 4, which we know is 16, okay, centimetres. Right, moving on then. One of the last questions, I've got 2 more, sorry. So another question you've got is your fraction question. So I've got another one, find 3/4 of 20 dogs. Now we know we divide by the denominator and we multiply by the numerator. So I'm going to count how many 4s go into 20. Can you count in your 4s with me? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. That's 5, okay? But my numerator tells me how many parts I want. I don't just want 1 5, I want 3 5s. I've got to multiply 5 by 3. And we know 5 times 3 is 15. So it'll be 15 dogs. If you don't want to do it that quick way, remember, for quarters, we're splitting it into 4 equal parts. Our denominator's told us that. I can share out my 20 dogs, so once you share them all out, count to 20, sharing them equally, and then you want 3 parts. Our numerator tells us how many parts you've got to count up all together, okay? Right, last question now. Tom is 15 years old. His cousin is twice his age. What age is his cousin? So we know Tom is 15, but his cousin is twice his age. Now twice, that's just 2 lots. It's asking me to double. So it's asking me to just add 15 to itself to find out how old Tom's cousin is. Or we know doubling is also 15 times 2 because we want 2 lots of it and added 15 to itself. And we know that 15 add 15 is 30. Okay, so his cousin's age is 30 years old. Okay, so don't forget to read your questions carefully, Year 3. Make sure you send in lots of pictures of your fabulous work to our Year 3 email because we can't wait to see what you've been up to. See you later.